Polls opened a short while ago in Ghana for an election where the president and the former president are both offering promises to help the economy rebound from its first quarterly contraction in nearly 40 years. The election watched closely to see if the West African economic powerhouse can maintain its standard as a bastion of democracy in the unstable region where election disputes this year have really fanned fears of a slide back into authoritarianism. Let's cross to Accra, speak to correspondent Sam Bradpiece, who joins us from there. Sam, Ghana's seen as the economic powerhouse. There's still a lot of poverty, though, isn't there? That's one of the main issues there.
Yes, I mean, absolutely. If you look at the national poverty rate, according to the latest government figures, we're talking at about 23%. So undoubtedly, underdevelopment and poverty is an issue in Ghana, but it is worth mentioning that since the early 2000s, millions have been lifted out of poverty here. There are, again, it's worth mentioning, stark regional inequalities, though. If you look at somewhere like Accra, the capital, where we are now, you can see the polling station already filling up behind me. The poverty rate here is only about 2%, whereas if you go to the northern regions, you know, we're going almost into the 40s. So really quite significant regional variations here in Ghana. But you are absolutely right, Stuart. It's worth mentioning that through strong oil, gold, cocoa exports, the economy has thrived here over recent decades. In fact, in the last decade alone, we're looking at an average growth rate of about 7%. And all of this is tied in with the country's political stability. Since 1992, the country has held a series of seamless elections with very few kind of contentious issues, very few contested elections, and that has all contributed to the kind of climate whereby the economy has grown and people have been lifted from poverty.
So, Sam, what's the choice of voters there? I mean, there are 12 candidates, aren't there? But it's rather a two-horse race, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you've hit the nail on the head. Really, there are 12 candidates officially standing, according to the Electoral Commission, but even independents that you speak with. I spoke with someone who's standing as an independent MP here because there are parliamentary elections happening at the same time, and even he admitted to me that when it comes to the race for the presidency, there are just two candidates. Effectively, we're talking about John Mahama, the former president, who's standing as the opposition candidate, and the incumbent, Nana Akufo-Addo. Now, when you look at these two candidates, this is the third time that they've faced off, and it will also be the last time because the Ghanaian presidency sets a two-term limit on the presidential terms. So really, this is the last time they'll face off. Most analysts you speak to say it really is too close to call. About 5% of the Ghanaian population are swing voters. It's that 5% who will really decide what way this election goes. But for the moment, any analyst you speak to, and any actually Ghanaian you speak with, even in the streets, will tell you that simply we don't know who's going to win. But likely it will be John Mahama or Nana Akufo-Addo.
Sam, thanks very much. Sam Bradpiece, our correspondent, talking to us there live from Accra.